You are leading a project to launch a new product. This product is innovative but carries significant uncertainties regarding its market success. The development of the product requires a substantial investment of resources and time. To mitigate risk associated with uncertainty and high investment required, you need to choose a most effective strategy. As a project manager, what is the best approach to reduce risk and ensure successful product launch in this scenario? So we have a new innovative product, usually pointing to things like minimum viable product, incremental validation, iterative development. That's something we are focusing here. And it is also focusing on how do we mitigate the business risk. It's not a generic project management risk of the complete viability of what we are doing. So let's see how can we mitigate the risk of producing a wrong product or producing something which market doesn't need. Let's move with the option. Proceed with full scale development and launch, relying on comprehensive market research to guide product features and design. The question itself is saying it's innovative because whatever market research we do, there is a high probability of that going wrong. It is not an established market. This market research based launching and developing the whole thing may work when you have established benchmarks. But this project is, or this particular product is not showing that particular input. So it's going to be a risky strategy because our assumptions may not be hold true, even if we do a comprehensive research. Let's move with the option B. Develop and launch a minimum viable product to test the market response before committing to the full scale development. That seems to be the idea which we have learned in our project management topics, that we need to focus on frequent deliveries, early delivery, and we need to validate our assumptions, many times also called hypothesis, by doing MVP first. So this looks great until unless we get a better option in the remaining two. Increase the project budget and extend the timeline to allow for more thorough development and testing of the product. Now, yes, there could be increase of timeline. There could be a revisit of budget. Such kind of uncertain projects will have that. But that's not the question. The question is about what do you do to mitigate the risk of wrong product or or a not developing for the right market segment. Yeah, so it is not much relevant option. See, we are focusing on business risk rather than timeline and cost risk alone. Focus on aggressive marketing strategy to build the customer interest and demand before the product is fully developed. Great idea, but how do I know these things will work? I better validate it. Along with validation, I need to push for a right environment creation and enabling for the change, yeah, enabling the market so that they are ready to take my new product. But that is not necessarily to mitigate the risk of me going wrong with a wrong assumption or a different market or a wrong market segment. So overall, this particular question is pretty clean and asking for our understanding, validating our understanding of minimum viable product, and we should go with option B. If you talk about mapping, yes, it maps to the task one, execute project with urgency required to deliver business value. In fact, the task one has a sub element talking about support the team to subdivide project task as necessary to find the minimum viable product. So usually we prefer doing minimum viable product by default until unless the question shows something else. This question is also focusing on assessing and managing risk. So we are taking MVP as a risk mitigation strategy here, but it is focusing on the business risk. So as a project manager, I suggest what would be the appropriate risk management approaches. And I also focus on that we need to find out continuously reassessment of the risk so that we are focusing on right product or delivery or service. Overall topic, I would say it's primarily mapping to minimum viable product understanding and approach of managing business risk with the help of MVPs.